1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 Okay, I think my levels are good. I think my levels are good. It's yes, yes, yes. It's the Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. And had to hit you. Had to hit you with a quick one. Yeah? It's half an hour with Raphie. The sun is shining out of doors, and it seems like criminal waste. It seems like it would be criminal waste not to be outdoors enjoying it. But at the same time, I felt like we needed some time. We needed some time to chop this one up. And first things first, but it's a quick one. I'm gonna put a link. Copied. I'm gonna put the link in the description box. Boom, boom, boom. So there it is. How are my levels? How are the vocal levels and how are the music levels? How are my levels? Turn this up a little bit like that. So I think you should be getting a good balance between the vocals and the music. Okay, so what are we talking about? Where is the title? It's Kovalev versus Yarde. Half hour with Raphie. Rule 504 says the sound sounds good. My mic sounds right. Okay. You know, this is the Raphie's birthday weekend, August bank holiday period. That's Raphie's birthday weekend. Did it on Friday. Did it on Saturday. And I may do a little birthday ender tonight. It's a little calm thing. Raphie keeps it calm anyway. But had a very nice night out in Birmingham, hometown, last night. Made a decision to touch on spots we don't usually touch. And I was pleasantly surprised. Bring in the guitar. Okay. The sun was very warm last night. And to this day, the sun is licking down. It's blazing. Absolutely blazing. As soon as I finish this half hour with Raphie, looking back on the Kovalev Yarde fight, Raphie's got to jump on his push bike. It's in the boot at the moment. Pull the push bike out to the boot of the car. And, got to head down. Got to head downtown to the gym. Got to touch that gym. It's body weight work today. Body weight work. Not touching no iron, just body weight work. Okay. Giving people a chance to populate the area. And let's get into it. So, it's Kovalev versus Yarde. Kovalev v. Yarde. and my impressions. Well, where do we begin? Where do we begin? Okay, so let's look at the jab. Let's look at the jab count. 13% of jabs landed by Yarde. That's 1-3, 13%. 30%, that's 3-0, 30% landed by Kovalev. That's 13% jabs landed by Yarde and 30% landed by Kovalev. It was a tail of the jab. Tail of the jabs. Kovalev landing 30%, Yarde 13%. And it was a tale of getting out of the way of the jab. In Yarde's case, not getting out of the way of the jab and not keeping the hands up to protect the head. He's working with that Philly shell. Working with that Philly shell, which is all well and good. Which is all well and good when you're slipping. When you're slipping those jabs, when you're slipping the jab. But it's not so good when you're not slipping the jab. It's not good at all. Yeah? So, it was a tale of Yarde working the Philly shell, but not doing what the Philly shell is designed to do. Not doing what the Philly shell is designed to do. If you use the Philly shell when you're so slick, when you're slow, slick, that you're slipping the shots. What you don't do, you don't use the Philly shell when you're not slipping the shots. You feel me? You do not use the Philly shell when you're not slipping the shots. Quick shout out to the peeps in the chat. It's the PED. It's the Rue 504. It's the Heinrich Schmitz from Germany. And it's the D-Bro. Salute to you and Junior. Good afternoon, Raph. Good afternoon, Junior. Good afternoon, all. Okay. So, Yarde was not slipping the jab, but he was using the Philly shell. Yeah, that's an oxymoron. In other words, it don't make sense. What he should have been doing when he realized he wasn't slipping the jab was he should have had his hands up. Old-fashioned boxing. Old-fashioned boxing. He should have slipped. He should have put his hands up. Should have cupped the head, not the eyes. Cupped the head. Still trying to slip the jab. But if you fail to do so, at least you've got a certain degree of protection with the padding on the glove. Certain degree of protection. He had no protection. Wasn't slipping the jab and didn't have his hands up. Cardinal sins. You cannot do that. When you see that something's not working, you slip into a plan B. The question is, what was the plan B? I didn't see no plan B. Where was the plan B? That is the question. I didn't see it. Can somebody tell me what the plan B was? What was the plan B? Okay, moving on. First topic for the first section was not slipping the jab. Let me write that down. Okay, next thing. Moving on. Okay, so we skip. So Kovalev was winning the fight with the jab. Although initially, Yarde was able to counterpunch very well in the first few rounds. So that was all good. Monique Thompson in the building. So it was all good when he was counterpunching early doors, early rounds. That was all fine. But then, of course, as reactions slowed down a little bit, Yarde's reaction time slowed down a little bit as Kovalev began to time Yarde better. All of a sudden, he's not slipping the jab, but he's still using the Philly shell. Okay. We move on to round 7. Was it 6 or 7? Round 7, when Yarde found the sweet spot. He found the sweet spot to the body, and the sweet spot was the body of Kovalev. He worked that body for the entirety of the 7th round. Yarde worked the body of Kovalev. Had the man in pain. Why am I not sharing? Why am I not screen sharing? Screen share. Application window. Let me begin to share. Where are we? No, that's not what I want to share. That is not what I want to share. Let's bring up the picture of Yarde working that body. Have I got it? Do I have it? Damn, I haven't brought it up. Okay, so that's the reaction anyway. That is the reaction of Yarde working the body of Kovalev. That's him working the body. That's what happened. That was the reaction. Stop sharing because I'm not sharing the right thing. That was the reaction. Kovalev holding on tight. Had a great birthday weekend, Monique. Had a great birthday weekend, for sure. For sure. So, Yarde could see the discomfort. Yarde could see the discomfort of what happened when he worked the body of Kovalev. And he stuck with it for the entirety of round 7. But then something very, very curious happened. Something very, very curious happened in round 8. He did not continue to pursue the body. He went to the head. He went to the head and got Kovalev buzzed. He buzzed Kovalev to the head. And then he stayed on the head for the entirety of round 8. Big mistake. Because in round 9, Kovalev came back. He regained his composure. In the meantime, Yarde had emptied his tank. He had emptied his tank, unfortunately. And Kovalev was still relatively fresh. So my question is, why did Yarde not stick to what he knew was working? Why did Yarde not stick to what he knew was working? Why did he not stick to the sweet spot? The head can always move faster than the body. The body is a relatively stationary target. You know where it is? It's right there. It's right there. You're coming under a punch. You get on the inside and you stay on that body. But he did not stay on the body. So then the question becomes, well, What were the instructions in the corner? What were the instructions in the corner? Why did Yarde not stay on the body? Was he instructed to stay on the body or was he not? Was he instructed to stay on the body or was he not? That's a big question. That is a big question, and I really am at a loss. I'm at a loss to figure out why he switched from what was working to the head. Why switch from the body to the head? Why switch from the body to the head? And that is the question everyone is asking. That is the question everyone is asking. So, at this point, I'll open up the floor. This is a quick one. I ain't got time to mess around. Sun shining outside. I'm not staying inside. No way, no how. No way, no how. So the floor is open for questions. Not here for a long time, here for a good time. Get your questions in now. Okay, Rue 504 said Yarde gassed out. Did he gas out? Yeah, he did. Hell yeah. He most certainly did gas. You see, and then that leads to the next question. And that leads to the next question. And the next question is, let me just get this in. Let me just type this in here. Looking for a particular picture, which I thought I had up, but evidently I do not. Evidently boom, there it is, straight away. Came up straight away. That is the picture. That is the picture. Okay, so that leads to the question. Does Yarde need to start getting in more sparring? I know there's a narrative that he doesn't do any sparring, but that is not the case. I am reliably informed that there is an element of sparring, element of conventional sparring. Now, but is there enough? I would speculate there is not enough sparring going on. Why do I say that? Well, after round, what was it? When did he empty his tank? He emptied his tank in round 8. Okay. So after round 8, that's only 2/3 of the way in. You're 2/3 of the way in. You still got the last third. You still got the last 4 rounds. 9, 10, 11, 12 to go. I think at that point, that's when the lack of conventional sparring comes in. So perhaps I still like certain elements of Tunde's training. I still like certain elements of it. I think the lack of punches to the head is something Brendan Ingle believed in, and I believe in it too. Saves the brain, saves on brain trauma. However, I propose my fix, the Raphie fix for that situation in terms of Yarde, is that when he's fatigued, then you bring in conventional sparring with sensible guys you can trust, guys who are not going to try and take your head clean off your shoulders. When he's fatigued in training, that's when you bring in conventional sparring with minimal touching, just touches to the head, hard to the body, soft to the head. That's how we used to do it. Saves the brain cells. hard to the body, soft to the head. So you're still touching the head. You're still touching the head with speed, but light. That is my fix when it comes to the question mark of if Yarde needs more conventional sparring. Hard to the body, soft to the head when he's fatigued. So then you still have the benefits of the training that he's doing now, but you get the added benefit of him having to spar when he's already fatigued. That to me is the fix. That to me is the fix. What else did I want to touch on? Just a quick one. It's a quick one. Looking at my topic sheet. Okay, so in summary, to summarize this shizzle, what we're looking for from Yarde going forward, I believe, is more conventional head defense. So after the fourth or the fifth or the sixth round, certainly in this case, it was like the fourth, when the other fighter gets your timing, if he's top caliber, like Kovalev, if you're fighting a top caliber fighter who gets your timing, then I recommend you use more conventional methods of defense, i.e. a high guard. Keep the gloves high. You can still work with the high guard. More bobbing and weaving, slipping inside and going to the body in the case of a Kovalev, who has a known weakness to the body. So, solution one, high guard. At the point of the fight where it becomes clear that you need one. Point two, more jabs. Got to work on the jab. Got to work on the speed of the foot, because Yarde is looking to rip in hard punches. He keeps his feet planted, but that doesn't work all the time. With the highest caliber fighters, you may need to be lighter on the feet and work the jab initially. Work the jab, high guard, conventional. Lighter on the foot, high guard. More jabs, more in and out initially. Those are my 3 recommendations. Oh, of course, more sparring. Light to the head, hard to the body. And those are my 4 recommendations. What were they? To recap before I go. So, fleet of foot. Less planting of the feet. Fleet of foot. Only plant when you're going to rip. Fleet of foot, 1. More jabs, 2. High guard, 3. What was the 4th one? High guard. Oh, and 4. More sparring. More body sparring. Well, more sparring when he's fatigued in training, when he's already fatigued, pre-fatigued. Light to the head, hard to the body. Those are Raphie's recommendations. 4 recommendations going forward. Okay. It was a half hour with Raphie. Yarde v. Kovalev. Fight reaction. We'll go into it deeper. In the week. During the week. But I felt compelled to get this one out there. Stop sharing. Yeah. Felt compelled to get this one out there. Tommy Temple says, great fight. Reminded me of Ben v. Watson. Yeah. That's a good call. Good call. But I was looking more at from the technical aspects of what Yarde could do and what he should be doing different. So I guess I enjoyed it less than many people because I was seeing the flaws. I was seeing things that need to be remedied. I was looking at Yarde's flaws, what he needs to change up, what he needs to change going forward. So I guess I enjoyed it less than most, because I could see the fly. I could see the fly or the flies in the ointment. Hopefully, going forward. Clearly now he's just fought for a big complaint of Yarde was that he was not fighting. He went into this fight without fighting top caliber opponents. That was a complaint. My position on that? Well, yeah, I could see the pluses and the minuses in the equation. The pluses is he goes in fresh and is a bit of an unknown quantity to a certain degree. Can he do it at the highest level? That would be the question. And the answer was he came up short. And we know how he came up short. If you just joined, listen back. Check out the replay. I go through it step by step, point by point. It's Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like. It's the subscribe. It's the comment. It's the share. And it is that hitting that bell icon. And also being aware that we're now, Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio is now available on Twitter. So for sure, click that Twitter link and join up there for more news and notifications on a daily basis. And of course, tune in to the Monday show, 9:30 p.m. UK time, where we will chop up and dissect news from the boxing world. It's Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like. It's the subscribe. It's the comment. It's the shares. And it is thank you to the people in the chat. We got Tommy T, Monica Thompson, Rue 504, Junior, the D-Bro, the Heinrich Schmitz from Germany. And the pen was in here earlier. Disappeared now. It's Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio, and we are out. Enjoy the Sunday. The sunny Sunday. Blessed.